Have you heard of him?
I've never heard of him before. Never seen him anywhere.
It's true. You got it. You know, it's true. Your ego's bigger than your hair
10
Oompa Loompa
minutes.
thing you got going on there.
You know how much spray is in there right now?
Yeah, I bet you too much.
Tremendous.
This is so weird and awkward. What the?
Honestly, I came just to get my balls shaved by one of your producers, and thank you for that. It's been nice seeing you. Good luck.
Oh, thanks for literally nothing. Oh my gosh.
What happened?
I don't know, but
What was the point of this entire? I don't understand what happened here. To be totally frank, like, is it just that Dave Rubin was walking by and then they're like, oh, why don't you come on our show because you're Dave Rubin? And he's like, okay, now I'm gonna try and make fun of you for a little while, and then that's not really gonna land. And he's like, oh, I gotta go to my next thing. So, if y'all don't know Elijah Schaffer, I may have introduced you to him for the first time, but he's basically one of Glenn Beck's little prodigies on the Blaze network. Super racist. I mean, he's so racist that actually you can almost say it's a good thing that he refuses to wear masks. Like, he'll just straight up like tweet out, "I hate Chinese people." Like, you know, that's a thing that he does. The other day he was talking about how indigenous people need to get out of the country because, you know, you lost and blah blah blah. And just a quick example of some of his extreme racism.
yeah, Native Americans, get the fuck out of America. You're on stolen land that you stole. And you want to know why Manifest Destiny happened? Do you know why we took it back? Because we couldn't live with you on the land because you guys kept declaring war on us and kept declaring war and trying to take back land that we already traded and or bought from you. And you did not understand property rights because you were savages. And that's why you got the name that you did. Unfortunately for you, that's what happened. So you know what? It's just true.
I don't know what kind of an echo chamber you have to live in to
land that
be
you
like this far gone. Like, even conservatives on some end, if they're super racist towards indigenous people, will usually have the narrative where it's like, well, I mean, ultimately they were savages, but we civilized them, and now we're just trying to do our best to work in harmony with them, blah, blah, blah. It's not like this weird revisionist history that completely ignores genocide, slavery, all that kind of stuff, and, you know, forcing them to live on reservations, sometimes taking multiple different tribes and putting them into the same reservation, despite them having different languages, cultures, all that kind of stuff, and then signing agreements with them, which would secure certain property rights to indigenous people, and then completely rescinding them, and then not honoring the same very treaties, which would be the basis for a lot of the land back movement today. But anyways, Elijah Schaffer, massive racist, huge racist piece of shit. Apparently, on his latest episode, he had Dave Rubin as a guest, but Dave Rubin didn't even last 10 minutes, and it's called Shocking. Dave Rubin storms off set. I have to find out why.
So when I was still figuring out my gender, I was going by Z, them, zir pronouns.
Okay, we got a link to TikTok to start with. That's just the intro. Yeah, awesome. You know how, like, sometimes when I start my shows, I'll just use it as an opportunity to promote smaller creators or other creators so that people go and find them and we spread some leftism. Here it's just like, here's the libs of TikTok clip that'll most likely get all of you in a good cringy mood so we can start our slightly offensive. What a fucking name. Slightly offensive, bro. Oh, what? You can't handle it? Too many liberal tears when I say things out loud? If I want to say the N-word, are you going to be offended by it?
Yeah, that was a really long way to diagnose schizophrenia. we used to just go into a psychiatric office and they'd be like, you need to be institutionalized. And then that worked for a while. And now people say, hey, better than institutionalizing you and taking you away from society, what if, this is the Chinese government, we actually amplify everything you say and you do, and we put it in front of the eyes of vulnerable and easily...
Yes, TikTok is the first social media app in existence where queer people have used it to talk about issues that concern them. TikTok's the very first. Who knew? How do you squish so much bullshittery into your opening segment?
You know,
I love that, like, Dave Rubin's sitting there and he's like, all right, Dave, here's how the show's going to open. I'm going to show some kind of like super libs of TikTok cringy shit. Then we're all going to dance and then I'm going to go into my rant. You okay with that? Yeah, sure. Whatever you need.
Children, and then we confuse an entire generation, mix in obesity, gender confusion, and of course mental illness, and you have yourselves a perfect recipe for TikTok and the insanity that's going on. This is what they want you to know. This is the kind of stuff that's important. Who cares about the disinformation? Who cares about the misinformation, the inflation, the lies, the cheating, the stealing, everything that's going on in this...
Again, how long has this been? I think it's been like 15 seconds. He's cramming so much shit into there. This is like Alex Jones tier.
Country, because you know what? We got our tits to chop off, and of course, nobody's more into chopping off body parts than Red
hardcore
Eagle
transphobia.
Politics from the YouTube channel Red Eagle Politics. Welcome to Slightly Offensive for the first time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How do you like your confetti of color, the COC in your face? You enjoying that?
Yeah, enjoying it all right.
Yeah, so this is
You don't look like you're having fun. You look like this is an incredibly awkward scenario. I don't know if it's that you didn't know what you signed up for, or that the jokes aren't landing for you, or maybe this is slightly offensive.
actually, you really seem a little bit nervous because of, obviously, I know you went through your gender reassignment surgery. It looks good on you. You're convincingly a male.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
very
you
much.
do look good. Even with the hair implants and stuff like that, a little bit of like a mixture of a Jew fro, but like still like 1980s going with the vibe. I got to say, was it expensive?
About, yeah, a little bit expensive, I would say.
Like Big Lots prices or?
Yeah, maybe like Kmart prices.
Okay, so at least
Yeah.
we're splurging tonight. We know we have a good day. We also have, for the first time on Slightly Offensive, the upcoming and the new...
By the way, this is on YouTube. This is all like, you know, when YouTube always talks about, oh, we care deeply about our terms of service. We enforce it. We do not like any kind of targeted harassment, bullying, you know, hate speech towards marginalized groups. We don't allow that. And by the way, have you seen the Elijah Schaffer show, Slightly Offensive? How many subs does Elijah Schaffer have, by the way? Wow, 451,000. Seems like they're doing all right.
YouTuber. He's a commentator. You probably never heard of him before. He's out with his first news show. It's called the Dave Rubin Show. Dave Rubin, from the Rubin Report.
Wow, Ruben loved that one, eh? That one killed. And now we know exactly where, you know, if you want to make Dave Rubin laugh, just do a Dave Rubin joke.
What the hell am I doing here? I was literally 5 minutes ago. I just walked out of Glenn Beck's studio. I just had to pee. They said, go upstairs. And then like 10 of your Oompa Loompas over here grabbed me, assaulted me, come into this small closet, this brightly lit fluorescent neon closet, sit down. They strap me into this thing. And then you just started talking. What are we doing?
The weird part,
This is a show?
well, this is what I think is weird. So first of all, as if I know who you are, you act like you're somebody and you're here and you're like, oh, I was dragged in here. Who are you and what are you doing in here?
I do a podcast.
Ooh, this is confrontational right out of the gates. This might be one of those moments where like, holy shit, I can't believe this went down. It may seem, I'm just going to throw this out there, it may seem like Dave Rubin got ambushed, as if he was in there to do a segment with Glenn Beck, and then they're like, oh, you should go upstairs and you should do a Slightly Offensive. He's like, well, I don't know, I'm pretty good, I have to go, I have my own show to do. And they're like, no, get in there, come on. There's more content to be had.
Program on the internet that I've quite popular amongst a certain set of people.
Save me, it sounds interesting. All right, but
Wrote
on
a
the this
book.
sounds interesting.
I was on
Oh,
tour,
I
you
wrote a
know,
book.
I've done some things and
Yeah.
people find me rather...
If you're a little lost as to why this like a far right conservative racist and also transphobe and homophobe might be immediately so aggressive towards Dave Rubin, I'm going to assume it has something to do with there's a very large section of the far right and far right pundits in America who are deeply, deeply upset and disturbed that Dave Rubin has just had 2 kids, and they're using it as an opportunity to talk about how it is human trafficking and how it is sin and all of this. Like they were almost like they were okay with tolerating someone who is obviously a tokenized homosexual in the conservative community. They were all right with that as long as it wasn't like too much, you know, like, as long as it's just like, well, you're gay in name alone, but we don't want you to actually in any way appear gay. We would prefer if you just don't ever talk about that side of your life. I mean, Ben Shapiro doesn't want to have to ever bake you a cake and have you talk about wanting a cake baked for you, or talk about having him over for dinner. Like all of that is just like, oh no, come on, no, you know your place, right? But now things have gone too far.
And such. And I was literally just going to the bathroom. I had to go to the bathroom. I still have to go to the bathroom because I didn't go. And here I am sitting with you.
Years of the Biden administration, I'm used to bullshit and lies. The real reason is, why are you actually here? I mean, this is crazy. I mean, we were trying to start a show together, you and I both today, and we were trying to have an honest conversation. This jackass walks in. He's sitting here. I thought he was a part of the show. I'm reading this for myself for the first time. Have you heard of him?
I've never heard of him before. Never seen him anywhere.
It's true. You got it. You know, it's true. Your ego's bigger than your hair
10
Oompa Loompa
minutes.
thing you got going on there.
You know how much spray is in there right now?
Yeah, I bet you
It's
too
a
much.
Tremendous
This is so weird and awkward. What the fuck?
amount of spray, to the point that your guy said to me when we put the headphones on you, I said, I don't want it to affect the hair because I have other things to do today. So they washed your earpiece. They actually took sanitation. So this is whatever's going on in your ear, your wax situation is now leaking into my brain right now.
Well, the thing is, what the fuck does this show never have a budget? And it's like, well, all we get is people like this. It's like, I want someone with an actual like reputation, not just an ego.
It's incredible to me that this is a show.
Well, it's incredible to me too. And it's
I
like,
feel like
obviously you being here, it's not helping my case. You know, it's a bad day when this guy's here. We have Red Eagle Politics in
Let them fight.
the room. You should be thankful. Congratulations, Dave. I just put you in the room with Red Eagle Politics.
It's an honor to be
Thank
here
you.
with you, Red Eagle.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Can I get a
Red
thank
Eagle.
you?
Thank you.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Red
There we
Eagle.
go.
Yes.
I mean, it says I don't like.
He comes across as such a fucking prick. It almost makes me feel bad for Dave Rubin. I don't worry. I said almost, but still, god damn. Like, what an insufferable human.
Drama, and I gotta tell you, I don't like that.
Do people know your name, or are you like one of those people?
Some people know it.
Some people know it.
I
Okay.
guess we're not.
Yeah.
Gonna
We
find
literally have
out.
Red Eagle Politics. I literally cried when I found out you were coming, and then we just go,
Yeah. Like, who is this guy?
I just want to say, there's somebody
Never
in the
heard of
room.
him before.
There's somebody in the
Wanted to
room right there that shouldn't be here. I'm not gonna say anything, but anyway, I gotta say this before we jump into today's story. Obviously, there's something else I don't like, which is all the hair down on my crotch, which is something weird while you're looking two men in the eyes in a closet, talking about your crotch. But I've been here before, unfortunately, and maybe you have too, where you had rashes and you had issues because you don't want a jungle growing. Guys, we are a
Jesus. It's like a school bully got fused with the very drama students he's trying to fuse with, and they happen to be the most unfunny ones. It's ridiculous.
come to the point where there's a science. There's an actual science behind the mental illness. And I've been high before. You been high? Have you ever been high?
Once.
Once. You didn't inhale though.
One time.
No, never inhaled.
You ever been high?
Not anymore, but
Oh!
they don't call it high school for nothing. We'll leave it at that. But no, I've reformed since then.
Oh, that one killed.
Yeah, I didn't inhale, so that's called junior high.
Oh,
It's
got
not
it.
when you
got
go
it.
full high. It's just the it's the
No,
it's
I
the side.
honestly I have terrible glaucoma, so I do have to occasionally with the weed.
No, and we're all from, we've been from LA, we've been around there. It is shocking to me. I mean, when you saw this with the Remriz we have gotten to the point where if people don't realize that the Biden administration has created this new ministry of disinformation and misinformation, the ministry of truth. And the reality is the whole paradox is that the ministry of truth is meant to block out narratives that help people become whole, healthy, and advanced human beings. And instead, I'm not lying. I just got banned from TikTok, fully banned. My
1984.
podcast got banned, and I found this out. This is very kind of racist, and it's funny though. When you get banned from TikTok, have you been banned from TikTok?
I'm not even on TikTok.
Have you been banned from TikTok?
I don't like.
I've gotten
TikTok.
videos removed, but I don't use it that often.
Okay. Are you ready for this? When you get banned, it's $1 billion app, but the Chinese apparently forgot to go to English class because the grammar is
this is
incorrect.
funny.
And it literally says, you have been banned. It literally says, you have been banned. And it's like, sir, Mr. Hakamoto, that's Japanese, I'm Chinese. Mr. John Ching, like, hey, I understand I've been banned. I did not get CCP. You know, I did not.
Holy shit, he's like a less funny Keemstar. Eh?
Oh, what's going on here?
But
Excuse me, Dave, are you ready, sir?
yeah, I have to go.
Yes, you do. Who is that?
I guess I gotta go.
Who is that? Not is that Fat Sav?
I don't know what you people are doing here.
I need Dave Rubin.
Yeah, I gotta go. Thank you for having me.
Dave,
And by the way, well, I guess I have to thank you.
what time is it? 10 minutes in the so you come in here and use my show as a lounge. Mid-show, you leave.
Honestly, I came just to get my balls shaved by one of your producers, and thank you for that. It's been nice seeing you. Good luck.
Oh, thanks for literally nothing.
Bro, this set is a lot smaller. He wasn't kidding when he first got in here. They like, I'm gonna say credit to the cameraman as well as the producer. You do a good job of creating that kind of like, it's a suspension of disbelief, if nothing else.
Incredible
Go.
what you're doing here. It's really
Yeah, it's so incredible. I feel the love. Yeah, I really feel. Oh my gosh,
What happened?
I don't know, but
What was the point of this entire set? I don't understand what happened here, to be totally frank. Like, is it just that Dave Rubin was walking by and then they're like, oh, why don't you come on our show? Because this is your Dave Rubin. And he's like, okay, now I'm going to try and make fun of you for a little while. And then that's not really going to land. And he's like, oh, I got to go to my next thing.
that was.
Who was that guy?
I don't know. I feel awkward. I feel like. I feel a little bit like, you know, like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation, just like there's been some abuse and I don't know who's at fault. Johnny Depp's innocent. But I do want to say that I feel a little bit violated. I want you to violate your microphone. Bring that in closer to you. Go ahead. Just make love to it. Sweet love. Go ahead and bring it in.
That does not look like a human being who's comfortable in his own skin, as opposed to someone who's way too comfortable being like an outright homophobe, racist, everything. Holy shit. Well, that was a bit of a nothing burger. Just a weird, awkward moment rather than any actual drama.
I did get banned from TikTok, and the problem with that is that
I wonder why.
I don't know if you've noticed that when you get banned, they haven't even gotten their grammar right, but they do know their rules. And the problem with TikTok is that as we're going to talk about this whole ministry of disinformation, misinformation, at the same time
They can't even get their references correct. For like a group that just adores using 1984 references, A, they don't know that it's actually calling out fascism, and B, they have a very strange understanding of a lot of the parts of it. They'll like, I saw Ministry of Truth trending all over Twitter for a while because they thought they'd come up with something clever. Candace Owens was like, oh, this is like a J.K. Rowling novel with the Ministry of Truth, and you're like, okay, J.K. Rowling didn't write 1984. Even Glenn Greenwald was using that expression, by the way, because Glenn Greenwald kind of, is in the echo chamber of the right these days.
That question the election is false, that it is dangerous for the country, at the same time that they are challenging the narratives that families,
All right, well, that's as long as I have to be able to tolerate listening to that human being for more than a couple seconds. It was their attempt at a bit. I think it was a mix of a bit, but also there was like some undercurrents of awkward hate, It seems like that was going on. Not entirely sure.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Just, we are prepared to embark on a mighty jihad in your name. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your humble jester, attempting in vain to get you to laugh. To our valiant knights of the Round Table, Benji Arnie, Tech Tink, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Mayred, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood. It doesn't matter what I believe, it only matters what I can prove. Hagbird Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Coulter Smith, Jenna Tao, Quiet 185, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, The Tim Caucus, Multimondi, Trevbot, EXE, Brian Ephraim, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojak, Saren 42, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Agent NDN, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our mugs and salute our brave heroes off to another glorious conquest.